Hello. I wasn't planning on making a video, and then I was like, my last video that I'd made, last one I posted was of me talking in the car on my phone a year ago. So I think it's only fitting to do the same for the next video. So here I am in the car, driving home. Yeah, I was feeling a little resistance to making the video because a little bit because I'm not home, and was thinking like, I'll just make a video tomorrow. And I was like, well, I can make one now and tomorrow, depending on if I want to. I'm not putting pressure that I have to upload a video every day. But I kind of feel it each day where it's like this is something that I wanted to do, right now. So I'm doing it. So yeah, I'm only fighting the resistance of this moment, and yeah, it's feeling better and better with having made videos before, and I try not to look at the camera too much while driving, but it gets easier to jump in, even though it's like, it can be the same, like fears of at least mine, kind of like a little bit of like pushing people away, where it's like, I don't know, I'm having a little bit of like a fear of my vulnerability, of my openness, scaring people away, or making them feel uncomfortable. And yeah, there's part of me that doubts, like, or it feels like it doesn't have a strong enough like backbone, or really just like I don't feel strong enough in my truth that I'm all right doing this. There's part of me that believes that, and then there's part of me that's like, well, if they blame me and I get triggered by it and like shut down, like, it's a fear that I can't defend myself, or fear that like that yeah, I'm wrong, or I'm triggering others to be too vulnerable. I grew up really with this sense that you really can be too vulnerable, and I guess my personality and a bit of who I am is like, I'm very open. I like to be very open. And that also comes with who I like to be, and like who I am is also like what feels that I'm not allowed to be, because other people don't like it. And yeah, I guess that doubt comes from who's right, them or me, or, you know, if it's a mixture of both, then you know, a real fear of like being wrong in the situation. So I was I was just coming from a like a Bible study thing, and some of those people know about these videos and they might watch this, and some of it's like, well, am I going to say something that's going to make them mad? And or, you know, share something personal, or be judged for like, oh, here's what he thinks after, you know, such and such thing. And I don't know, just kind of rambling on, driving in the rain. I definitely feel more comfortable than last year's video. I'll say that for sure. You know, I feel alright. I feel a bit like I don't have anything to say. But yeah, I don't feel done yet. So stay tuned. There might be more if you're interested. If you're not, you've probably not already watched this much of the video, or you click around and whatever. So yeah, I'm here. I'm alive. I was feeling a lot of anxiety at the Bible study. It was at times, you know, sometimes I was like totally fine, and then it was those moments where it was like the person leading would like pick on me, not pick on me, but like ask me to share something, or opportunity for me to like share something on my own accord, where it's like they don't really even pick on me, but it's like I kind of want to share something, but I don't really have anything to say. And then the kind of conflict of like, well, am I forcing myself to say something? And yeah, part of me is like feeling that pressure to say something because I didn't want to go back to being afraid to say something, being afraid to share something about how I felt, because that was kind of all that I was going to say, was like what was coming up for me was you know, that anxiety to be picked on, and really like some old feelings of like being in church groups or whatever. I'm talking about like me in elementary and middle school, and like, you know, with my dad being there and just being like scared to death to say anything. That feeling in your stomach, and you know, just like I'm scared to say something, and I'm scared to show that I'm scared to say something. So I was just kind of like present with that. I was like trying to kind of surrender the moment to God, where it's like I feeling more open to what would come up. If they were to call on me, then God would give me help, or I'd be ready. But then there's part of me that was like, I don't want that. I don't feel like I'd be ready. I don't trust God to be ready in the moment when it would come, and if it would come. And really, for me, the moment didn't come because I didn't share or say anything, and there was a little part of me that was angry that like I didn't overcome that fear with me sharing something anyway, or getting picked on, or just being okay with that's how it unfolded, because you know, it felt a lot like just a month prior at this event that I went to called The Big One. I had a moment where I went on stage, and you know, it was one of those moments where I noticed like my heart's beating out my chest. I stood up to start, like, you know, raise my hand without I guess feeling safe enough that I can let whatever happens happen, and my feelings aren't what is the truth, you know. That there's a belief that I'm not afraid of what was gonna unfold, even though my body was. So this moment was like, I'm feeling the same thing. I'm gonna have to go through the same thing. And, you know, it's just surrendering to, like, God, you're gonna have to do this. You're gonna have to make the opportunity for me to either have something to say, me to get called on, you know, or I didn't feel ready to do it. And maybe I should have said, shared something, or shared what I was feeling or going through, but yeah, I didn't. And you know, it was a bit of a fear, like, that maybe I'd be the only one. And you know, it turned out, like, afterwards, talking to some friends, like, multiple people felt that way. Multiple people felt like, oh no, he's gonna pick on me to share something. And, you know, that also, like, helped me to see, like, yeah, really, if I were to share something like that, you know, potentially would have opened, you know, the door for everybody else. And that's not what happened. And you know, I feel a little bit of anger of, like, with you know, the outcome. Like, that's where anger comes in, is with that attachment to, I wanted it to be this way. I wanted myself to be able to do this so I could get this result or this level of connection or fulfillment or meaningful moment. And yeah, being angry with, like, well, if it was, you know, if I could have been that catalyst, then I would want that to happen. Or if God was that, you know, catalyst, then I wish he would have helped make it happen, or whatever. And yeah, that's where my own personal growth and that's something that I've been working through the last few weeks, is that attachment to outcomes and feeling that anger, and also, like, becoming more surrendered to what is and what God has for this day or tonight, or you know, that prayer, like, God, please make life what it's supposed to be. And he will, and it's because God's will is being carried out. You can't stop it. you can only be on board with it, you know? That's the surrender is, are you going to be on board with God's will? Surrendered to the way, you know? And, pulling into my driveway. I hope this video can hear me. I have my phone plugged in and I'm like, is the audio being recorded? But it's a process. You know, we're all becoming more and more surrendered to God's will. I think that's cool, how, you know, when Jesus was, it wasn't until he was in the garden before his kind of final surrendering of his will to God, that he actually used that phrase, not my will, but your will be done. And I think that was important for the meaning of that moment. And yeah, I guess I'm in the same boat as you. If you beat yourself up for not being surrendered, you know, God is not beating you up. It's God's power that's going to, it's his spirit that's going to give you the ability to surrender. And, you know, that starts with asking him. You know, saying like, I can't surrender. But your spirit can surrender because, yeah, the power never came from you anyway. That line came to me before and stuck with me. Yeah, receive power today because it never came from you anyway. Whatever you feel like you need to do or resistant to do or feel guilty for not doing, it's not your fault. And you're forgiven. And yeah, God just wants your humility and to ask for his grace to help you to surrender. So yeah, that is what I'll leave you today in my black car with my black shirt and black eyes and eyebrows and hair. Alrighty, it feels good. Maybe I'll make a video tomorrow. Alright, see ya.